Almost a writer or a filmmaker?
I think probably a writer. Because if they said to me tomorrow, you can't make any more films, not give you another penny, I would be, I would write. I'd write for the theater. And if they said to me in the theater, we're not going to produce any of your plays because we hate you, and I would say, well, then I'm going to write books. And if they said we won't publish any of your books, I would still write them, because if they're good, they will see the light of day eventually. And if they're no good, then I'm lucky. Nobody's publishing them, so it's a win-win situation. For me, the fun is doing the thing. I don't care if I'm laying on my bed writing a film script, a play, or a book or something. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter.
It's the writing.
I think they put the pencil on the paper, the ballpoint on the paper.
I'm glad to hear that. You did once say, I always feel like I'm writing with film.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You spend 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever, until your money runs out, accumulating what you would be doing. It would be as if you were gathering words from a dictionary and keep getting all the words you think are going to be relevant to the story. Well, I'm gathering all the footage, and then I'm going to make it into a story, and I change it. It's very malleable in the editing. I don't write something and it's all, rigid. It's very malleable. I put the end at the beginning and put the middle in the end, and change this and make it about something else, and put in narration and change the direction totally. For me, it's a living, breathing thing till it's completely finished and I have to hand it in. So I always feel that I'm writing, and I'm happy writing, and I don't, as I say, I don't really care if I wrote stuff and threw it in the drawer, and long after I'm dead, people read it and love it, or that the public is spared it because it's so terrible.
Well, okay. Now, this is interesting to me, because it seems to me what you just said is kind of a more optimistic view of filmmaking that I've read, in the sense that I wonder whether making a film for you is the least enjoyable part of the process. The more I read about it.
The actual filming. The actual filming is hard.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Again, when you're home writing, you write. If you get a little tired, you go make yourself tea, and or you get on the treadmill, or go for a walk. You're your own boss. You're writing. Nothing like writing. When you're making a film, all of a sudden they hit the taxi meter at 150 grand a day or more, and they say, well, you've got 8 weeks, and then you're not going to have any more money to pay the cab driver. And you got to start working, and you got to get up in the morning, and it's maybe cold out and rainy and unpleasant. And you got to get out there and be funny at 7 o'clock in the morning, and keep going, and then wolf down your lunch and be funny all afternoon and make the right decisions. And everybody's coming to you with decisions that you're completely unqualified to make. Do I know which gun I should pick for the guy to have, or which costume that she should wearing a red blouse or an orange blouse, or and these shoes, and do I want the cigarette case to look like this, and what kind of car would he drive? And, I don't know any of these things. And I make those decisions, and in ignorance and in terror, and you're working all day, and then you knock off at night and you're exhausted. You look at what you did the day before, and it's always, oh God, I could have done that so much better. And then you go home, you're exhausted. Before you know it, you're waking up in the morning. And now, this is not physically pleasant. It's a difficult regimen. But that only lasts. For me, because I have limited money, 8-10 weeks.
Okay, but to me, it's not just the physical. If I at least read what you've written, it's also the intellectual. You say, it seems to me that from what you're writing, that the writing is the most fun for you. You said once, when I actually start writing, I can celebrate, because that is the day that everything's over. because
Yes.
all the agonizing work is done before that, which I assume is, which amazes me. So for you, the thinking of the plot and all that stuff is agonizing, and then once you somehow have it in your brain, do you make notes?
Almost none.
And so you agonize over all that thinking, and then you write, and you say it's just an ultimate pleasure, but you say thinking of it, planning it, plotting it is that's hard. So,
Yes, writing it down is pleasurable. When you're sitting in a room by yourself, or walking the streets by yourself, and you're trying to think of what to do and envision a story with characters that begins here and there's subplot here, and you're trying to think the thing out. This is a nightmare, and this goes on for weeks, maybe months, before you come up and you discard this. You're working on this idea, thinking about nothing else for 6 weeks in a row, and then you realize this is not going to be a good movie. This is not going to work. And you start from scratch again to think of, well, do I want to do a movie about a car thief? Do I want to do a movie about a parachute jumper? Do I want to do something about a brain surgeon? You're thinking, and then finally you come up with an idea and it structures out. When you have that and you sit down to write it, it's pleasurable. It's fun to write.